I am Doomsvince, and this is day 82 of Spawn Year.
In the letters pages of this issue, Todd McFarlane actually comes right out and says that the artwork in comics matters more than the story, and that two independent presses folded at this time because they stress story over art. Wow, I've been going about these reviews all wrong, thinking McFarlane was writing the bulk of Spawn because he wanted to become a storyteller and he just wasn't very good at it. But to say the art matters more, it's almost as if he wants the narrative to be a loose, flexible framework just to draw pretty pictures in. I've said before that it often feels like that's what he's doing, but to get that sort of confirmation from the man himself, it makes me feel bad for trying to take this material seriously and hold it to reasonable standards of narrative. Then again, there are sure an awful lot of words on these pages to really buy it's just about the artwork. And since McFarlane is a brilliant artist, why isn't he drawing his book and letting someone who's interested in story plot it for him? Capullo's amazing, but look at what McFarlane's got him doing big, grandiose, detailed pictures of in this issue. A montage of Wanda and Cyan playing together, going to the grocery store and to the movies. That seems a little mundane, doesn't it? There's not any essential information or character building here. Why waste a whole page with that? It's because McFarlane doesn't understand one of the basic tenets of fiction writing. Scenes serve the story and reveal something about characters. Cyan is going to be kidnapped later, so McFarlane shoves in this generic page to tell us something basic we already know from her earliest appearance, and which, even if this was our first issue, we could gather from her reaction when Cyan gets kidnapped. Wanda is a mother who loves her daughter. Cyan's kidnapping is no more or less effective without this. McFarlane contrives a situation to make Terry and Wanda believe Spawn has taken their child, where everything is set up so perfectly it's as if it was all plotted by a guy sitting at a word processor. I really miss word processors. So Spawn shows up at Terry's house in the middle of the night, frustrated because Forsberg is still a couple slices short of a full pizza and hasn't told Spawn anything useful after his brief moment of lucidity brought on by a delirious Cygor saying his own name for no reason. Spawn's impatient, ready to go after Wynn now. Me too. And he says he's sick of standing around while his existence causes problems for everyone around him, like with Eddie and Andy last issue, and while Terry sleeps with his wife. Wow, in the same breath, he shirks any responsibility for his own rash decisions and takes back that whole move on and let Wanda live her own life thing issue 50 was supposed to be all about. That's some real character growth right there. Just repeat after me. Pictures over story. Pictures over story. Then, Spawn tells Forsberg he's got 3 hours to start making sense, and in that time, there's something I have to do, and apparently that something is attending a Kiss concert. All of this is manufactured drama, so Terry will think Al has motive for taking Cyan, and so the reader will be tricked into thinking it's really Spawn committing the kidnapping. It's all rather convenient. Turns out Clown is responsible, even though we see Spawn himself in Cyan's room before she's missing. Does Clown suddenly have the ability to shapeshift into forms other than Violator? Why hasn't he used that before? Apparently Spawn's actual mission was to retrieve one of the giant futuristic Men in Black guns he stole in South Korea to go after Wynn with. I guess he didn't misplace those in the alley like he does with everything else, and he's going to go after Wynn without all that evidence of treason Terry's trying to collect on him. Considering all Spawn's been talking about is doing Wynn in, I don't know why he went through with all that espionage in the first place. Pictures over words. So now Terry has the police going after Spawn in black techno gear. Well, whatever music gets you motivated. Personally, I prefer conducting raids while listening to smooth jazz. Meanwhile, Wynn has finally figured out Terry has been snooping around his files, so it's no doubt about to be issue 24 all over again, and Clown has little Cyan stashed in an alley, forcing her to color 53 pictures for him before he'll let her go to sleep. That's just bizarre. So, was this his plan when he dressed up like a birthday clown for Cyan? I thought he came up with a new plan of some kind because Spawn was in hell. This seems to have everything to do with messing with Spawn. Did he know Spawn would return to Earth? Did he somehow know Spawn was at Terry's and that they were shouting at each other and picked that moment to kidnap Cyan, or was this his plan all along and all that just happened to line up? Pictures over story. Doomsvince, what do you mean I have to draw 53 Spawn comics today, or I'm gonna have to write in my own blood again?